Right before we went on the air, the newly renamed Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, spoke to U.S. military leaders from around the world to lay out his very retro vision for our armed forces. Watch.
Retro.
This administration has done a great deal from day one to remove the social justice, politically correct, and toxic ideological garbage that had infected our department. We are done with that. It's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation, and see fat troops. Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon. We're empowering drill sergeants to instill healthy fear in new recruits. Yes, they can shark attack, they can toss bunks, they can swear, and yes, they can put their hands on recruits.
That's the way it was when we was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, you good. You good. You in boot camp, you mouth off to your drill instructor? Oh, man.
I remember I had my cover on, right? I was standing in formation.
Yeah.
I was in boot camp, and drill instructor came by, and I started laughing because I laugh at everything. Because they just went off on this one recruit. I started laughing. It was funny.
Yeah.
Right? So he came and said, "What's so funny, recruit?" He took my hat off, right? And just slapped me in the face with it. I stopped laughing. I told you about that.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Why is he obsessed with fat?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You can't be obsessed with fat people if you're in the military? You got physical standards you have to abide by.
If you got fat after you became a Marine, they would kick you out. They would give you time to lose the weight, but if you didn't make the weight, they would kick you out.
Yeah, Joy Behar, what are you talking about? You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. You can't be a fat soldier.
Well, they believe you could be a man and be a female soldier, and a female can be a male soldier.
Joy Behar, what a useful idiot.
And fitness and...
Anyway, this was just the opening act because Trump took the stage after he did, and I think he's still talking right now. But take a look.
If you want to do anything you want, you can do anything you want. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Because there goes your rank, there goes your future. We went.
They actually started laughing. The whole room started laughing. Because
It's a joke. Well, you can leave.
You're going to lose all your rank. That's where it's always been.
Right. Yeah.
In a way, woke. That was probably the first sign of wokeness. And we changed it to defense instead of war. And I said, what do you think? What do you think if we changed it back? Would that be a nice idea? I thought it would be met with fury on the left. But they're sort of giving up, I must be honest with you. They've had it. They've had it with Trump. You don't have to be that good with nuclear. You could have 1/20th what you have now and still do the damage. You can't let people throw around that word. I call it the N word. There are two N words, and you can't use either of them.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah. The View should agree with that.
They didn't agree with it. I guess they're coming off like he's weird or whatever.
Yeah. But they're the weird ones.
Yeah, I know.
So how do you think the highest-ranking U.S. military officials feel about taking orders from a reality star and a former talk show host?
What?
I mean,
he was elected.
He's not a talk show host.
That was in his past. Yeah, he was a talk show host, but he's not a talk show host anymore. He's an elected official. And he won overwhelmingly by majority, won every swing state. But you trying to say he's just a talk show host?
Yeah.
Wow.
I could do it, according to this.
I won't necessarily speak to that, but I'm very lost on the fact that it seems like it's become a Republican Party position out of nowhere that the U.S. military is weak. We're the greatest fighting force in the history of mankind.
You're
You're smoking crack.
China has caught up. Like back in, remember the Dream Team with the NBA? How they went to the Olympics and it was just destroying every team?
Right.
Now they're equals.
Right.
Now our foreign team can beat the United States team in basketball Olympics, and the whole world has caught up to us.
Right. If you think we can go toe-to-toe and win easily against China, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we couldn't even wipe out the ISIS. The Taliban in Afghanistan was there, how many years?
Yeah, didn't accomplish anything.
What do you women know about elite fighting forces? Y'all think it's okay to have fat people in the military? It's okay to have women in the military who think they're men.
Yeah.
Troops are deployed in over 100 countries.
Those fools in that crowd, they're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, yeah. SEALs. Oh, going. That's it. That's the audience.
Yeah.
Bunch of clapping SEALs.
Yeah.
Countries around the world, we are also a deterring force. The idea of American military strength is that you avoid having to get into wars by being as strong as we are. And I know that people think it's weak or it's woke to say that our diversity is our strength, but the thing that's so unique about the United States—
That is never a strength.
Nope. It's a strength for Democrats, but it's not a strength.
For y'all to get elected, but that is not a strength. Diversity is a weakness.
Yeah, because y'all keep using our diversity against us. You keep saying the other side is racist. Why? Because you want more votes. That's why overwhelmingly black people vote for Democrats.
Yeah, because that's y'all's strength. Diversity.
States, we are the most diverse nation on earth, and we have the most diverse military on earth, socioeconomically, racially, religiously.
So what's this about?
This has nothing to do with the military and the fighting forces and how elite they are. It has nothing to do with that. None of that.
No.
All of these people from different backgrounds come together and fight for the American values. So I don't understand why we have to denigrate the military to try to talk about doing better. And I would also mention, we did have a recruiting crisis, but in 2024 and 2025, the military met recruitment goals, which is huge.
Why is that?
And why do you think that is?
Why do you think that is? Who wants to go to war for Joe Biden?
You think 19, 18, 20-year-old white males, Christian, want to join the military when there's a bunch of drag queens in the military?
Yeah, y'all can thank Donald Trump for that.
Huge. Final thing, I did not like that Pete Hegseth, who did serve his country, but chose to denigrate the service of others. He name-checked 3 generals, 2 that I served
And
with.
fat-shaming. Big
2
time.
that I served with, General McKenzie and General Milley.
Yeah.
Don't they tease Trump about his weight?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's nothing new. If you're overweight, even generals, even the non-commissioned officers, the lieutenants, captains, you got to set the example for the non-commissioned officers.
Yeah, but when we went into the military, they checked us from head to toe. If physically anything wrong with us, they would not allow us in.
Right.
It was only the physically elite. The people who was in shape, the people had no problems.
And that's
physically.
Yeah. And that's the standard the military follows. I don't know why y'all think it's okay to have a bunch of
fat hogs in the military.
A bunch of fat transgenders in the military. What war you think you gonna win with fat transgender?
Both of whom have a combined nearly 100 years of service. General Milley served for 40 years in the military. You don't need to attack other people's service to make yourself feel
So why
better.
do you think that...
No, that dude was woke. Wait a minute, these generals don't attack Trump to make themselves feel better?
Yeah, but General Milley, that dude is woke.
Yeah, white rage. I want to study white rage.
Yeah.
Is that, what the hell is that? White rage? Is rage from a white person?
Yeah, it's just made up term to...
There's no such thing.
It's just a term to denigrate white people.
Yeah, stupid.
doing this? I
Well,
mean,
that's-
there's always an ulterior motive
Well,
for all
that's
that
the
crazy
major
stuff.
question, and if it
Yeah.
has anything to do with the recruiting lull, they probably just made it worse. They called over.
That's going to hurt recruitment.
I don't think so. It's going to hurt recruiting certain people like drag queens, transgenders. But what we want is some white Christian males.
Yeah, we want people who actually...
We want black males that's patriotic. That's what we want in the military.
Yeah, we want people that actually love the country in the military.
Yeah.
Over 800 generals from their stations all around the world demanding that they all come here. Now, why would you also televise that all of our generals have left their post?
And are in one place.
Yeah, or in one place. Like, I don't get it. And then there's an estimated $6 million that we taxpayers, we paid for their travel, lodging, and security when we all learned a few years ago you can do it all on Zoom.
Wait a minute. Y'all didn't care about all these illegals coming to our country. Y'all paying for that room and board, food,
Healthcare.
Y'all don't care about that, but y'all care about generals having a meeting and the price we have to pay, the expenses we have to pay to fly them out.
How many hundreds of millions, how many billions of dollars did Elon Musk and Doge save the government?
Right. How much money did...
But now they care about 6 million.
Y'all so disingenuous.
Yeah, hypocrites.
So I don't know, because some of the messages were, as Joy mentioned, don't be fat, shave your beard, go back to hazing.
Yeah, a lot of black people when I was in the military, we get razor bumps when we shave, right? And if you keep getting, they call them chits. So they say you don't have to shave for like a week or two until the bumps calm down, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But if you keep getting those chits and you always walk around in the beard looking like Al Qaeda,
Yeah.
they will kick you out the military. I guarantee you, when the Biden administration was in, I guarantee you there was a bunch of black people walk around with full-grown beards
Right.
because they're taking advantage of that. Because they used to try to take advantage of it when we was in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They all Trump and his administration want is to go back to the original standards, which made sure the military was elite as it possibly can.
And discipline.
Yeah, discipline.
People, you know, I know if
Against each other.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hazing the younger people, but
Yeah.
Knowing military, one of its most beautiful things, and the reason it's probably always been the strongest in the world, is there's a rank and file. My dad went to Valley Forge Military Academy. He served in Vietnam. There's a pride to their service and their rank and file. These are the tip top of the military line, listening to someone give kind of a knockoff TED talk about something, and I still haven't figured out what it is. I think it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time, and do they know the government might be shutting down tonight, and we are paying money to make it a mandatory meeting to hear from Pete Hegseth?
Yeah.
Oh, that part.
They act like shutting down the government never happens. It pretty much happens every year.
Yeah, this is just a nitpicking competition. You know,
Yeah.
cherry picking and making something out of nothing.
Yeah. Let me see what else these fools got to say.
I'm actually really befuddled by why he did that. The optics were terrible, meaning all of our top military brass are all in one place, and we spent $6 million to get them there. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. It also didn't make a lot of sense to me that he was saying that he was going to toughen physical standards and review the anti-hazing policy by sort of implementing a hazing policy. And then also he said he was going to return to the highest male standard for combat positions because the troops were fat.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that was supposed to be an uplifting message for our military.
Maybe he's referring to
You don't get it because you're a woman.
Yeah. You want a bunch of fat people in platoons fighting a war?
What did he call that on the left?
Puffing and puffing, breathing on air?
Hey, what did he call that on the left? Oh, body positivity.
Yeah.
Y'all into that? Ain't no body positivity in the military.
Yeah, you can't. It'll get you killed. Not being in shape, not being fit, not being at the height of your physical abilities.
Yeah.
That helps no one if you're a fat troop, if you're a fat soldier, especially if you're a fat transgender soldier.
Colonel Sanders.
It was really a bizarre thing. He started talking about woke DEI policies. By the way, there are no gender quotas in the military. By the way, he fired.
Man, you crazy as hell if you don't think there's gender quotas in the military.
You don't think that's DEI?
You don't think black women are being promoted because they're black and they're women?
Oh, yeah, of course it's going on.
You don't think that we have colonels in the military just because they're black and a woman? You smoking crack cocaine if you don't think that's happening.
Yeah.
More than a dozen military leaders, many of them people of color and women. He fired the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, General Charles Brown Jr., who is African American.
Yeah.
He fired the first woman to command the Navy, Admiral Lisa Franchetti.
And all those people he fired, they were pushing those woke ideologies.
Yeah, and he probably got their position because of because of their skin color. They had to be fired. There's probably in that. Incompetent.
Yeah. Yeah. You ladies still suck.
Y'all just playing that race card. Those people were fired because they're black and stupid.
Yeah, they tried to call him they tried to call him racist. But he just said, we don't use the N-word. But he's racist.